Hey, my name's Sean. Welcome to Echoes in Eternity Bourbon. Have you ever felt like you've been in a race all day long?
We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound, just watch your band.
Well, today, third Saturday of the month, Alabama Bourbon Drop. I try to get there every month as long as there's something interesting there for me, and I'm not just hoarding something to hoard something. So I went to the Alabama Bourbon Drop this morning, Auburn, Alabama. Amazing people. I love to hang out with the people at the Bourbon Drops. They give me such good insight. They tell me about so many awesome things. I get to share with them on a few things, and just look forward to just catching up with people that you may not see for a month. It's kind of like, we're a big group of friends that we don't get to see each other all the time, and about once a month we get to hang out for a few hours and have some breakfast and talk bourbon. It's really cool. So while I was there today, I ran into Dan. Thank you very much. He thought about me, and he brought me a few samples. This one right here is the Sagamore Cask Strength Rye. So I'm going to enjoy this as I talk a little bit about the Bourbon Drop today, the hunt, and some other things going on. So looking forward to that. Dan has been definitely, that smells good, into some ryes lately. Oh man, that smells great on the nose. I'm getting some in on that already. Oh man. That Sagamore Cask Strength Rye is insane, Dan. Wow. Something else to add to the list of I must have. So, excellent pour right there off of that. I'll review it when I get a full bottle, but that's outstanding first sip on that. So, talk about a few things. Let's talk about the Bourbon Drop today. The Bourbon Drop also is an excellent opportunity to meet up with people that you haven't seen in a while, talk some different things, and then maybe trade out some other bourbons and stuff. So it was a very good day, excellent day. Of course, we know 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Drawing names next Friday. So 9/1, I'll be drawing the names. I'm trying to do it on the live stream. I'd like to do it on Whiskey Wisdom with Matt on a Friday night. Pull names. We've got 5 bottles so far. Plus, I'm putting together a sample pack, so there'll be at least 6 names drawn. Over 21, continental U.S., subscriber to the channel. Those are the things. Find that 1,000 subscriber video. Put that keyword phrase in the comments, and that's how you get eligible for the drawing. So, Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Single Barrel Store Pick, E.H. Taylor Small Batch. For those that did not know, this is a contribution from Terrence. So, I've spoken about Terrence on this channel. He's got an amazing palate. Him and Dave Vogelsang have some incredible freaking bourbons. They collect hard and have amazing stuff, but this was a gift from Terrence to everybody on the channel. Great support. Thank you, Terrence. So this E.H. Taylor is coming from Terrence. This is a nice small batch right here. These can be really hard to find. So this is an excellent gift right here. Dave, and if I mentioned I was going to probably butcher your last name, I'm hoping it's Kinnikin or Keineken. He contributed this Eagle Rare for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Thank you very much for that, Dave. You're a very influential and very positive person. I love listening or reading your comments, or when we're on live getting to talk. Great heart, very positive person. As you can tell, I like positive people. I feed off of that. Thank you so much for this. So another great bottle, and these are from members of the channel that wanted to give out to other members of the channel, which just feeds into how amazing you guys are. Not only to me, but now you're also contributing to other people on this channel. And Terrence, Dave, thank you so very, very much for that. The Infinity bottle, I'll do a video later this week where I get the plastic on, melt the little top on there, get some wax on there, get this all signed up, probably sign it up 1,000 subscriber. That's eligible as well. Buffalo Trace 1 liter. That'll be there as well. And then there's going to be the sample pack. So that'll be at least 6 things Friday night, I'm planning to release at least who the winners are. Who's the first winner has first choice. Second winner has next best available, what they want. And you can pick whatever you want. So that's how it's going to work. Definitely looking forward to that. Remember, continental U.S., over the age of 21, subscriber to the channel. Find the video about the 1,000 subscriber video. Find the key phrase or word. Put it in the comments. Tons of comments already. You guys are just racking it up. I also put the poll out there. Should we make this just for one person or for the group? And like 90-something% have said, let's have multiple gifts. And I'm on board with that. I like that idea. You guys are a lot smarter than me on that sometimes. So thank you very much for that. Dave, this is killer. Man, this is viscous too. Great mouthfeel on this. I'm trying to get the flavor that I'm getting on this. I'm getting like a nice earthy, then you get the pepper going on, but you get a nice chocolate on this too. I really, really liking this. Very good. So let me talk about what I was able to get today at the Bourbon Drop. So in Alabama, if it's a monthly, which it was, it's basically whoever happens to get there first, get your spot in line to stay there. I was number 6. I didn't go in until 5:30 this morning, but so it's almost 5 in the evening now because it's been a long day of traveling and stuff. Got there, you can go in at 10 o'clock Central Time, which is 11 o'clock my time. Got in there, got 2 bottles. I got one of the bottles, which is kind of an iconic bottle, for my brother-in-law, Dwayne. And so, you know, for those that know, Dwayne won a lottery spot in June of this year. And he said, hey, I've got this spot. He says, what do you want? I'm like, I want you to get what bottles you want. He's like, look, you've done so many things for me. Let me get 2 bottles for you. Just awesome guy, just very generous guy. And I'm like, if you were going to pick 2 bottles for me, Jack Daniel's 12, Jack Daniel's 10. So I'm at my Bourbon Drop, and I don't have a lottery spot. So I'm going through the line, and he's sending me pictures of Jack Daniel's 12 and 10. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, you know, are you sure? You know, that's why I reimbursed him for the bottles. I'm like, sure you don't want them? He's like, no, man, I wanted to get these for you. So, you know, the other day he sends me something. He says, hey, if you can find this, this, and this for me, let me know. And I'm like, absolutely. One of them was a Blanton. And I'm like, I know I can get them Blantons at the Alabama Bourbon Drop. You know, this was maybe a light month, but I'm like, for sure I can get this for them. So went there, was able to get in a position in line where I was able to get this. I was 6th in line. They actually had 24 Blantons today. So a lot of Blantons to go around, which is good. So I got this, and I'm like, okay, what am I going to do for my second bottle? And this was a little bit tougher. They had some interesting things there, but I was like, there's one bottle, and I passed up on a Joseph Magnus cigar blend. Love the cigar blends. Absolutely love the cigar blends. But it's $200, and I've got a couple bottles over here already. So I'm like, you know, that's a big investment just to sit on my shelf to occasionally get a drink. I'd rather rate 3 or 4 other bottles that could be fantastic bottles that people can find out about and say, maybe I need to put this on my bar. So, you know, I've tried to be budget friendly on myself too, but there was a bottle there that me and another guy were talking, Nate, if you're watching, great to hang out with you today, bud. But he was like, have you ever seen this as a cask strength? And I'm like, I have never seen this as a cask strength. So I'm like, I'm going to get it. And he's like, I think you might have talked me into it too. And so ended up with blackened cask strength. Now, blackened is a celebrity whiskey. It is a whiskey from Metallica, who I happen to be a big fan of. But it's the first time I've seen a cask strength, and it was, you know, in ABCs in Alabama, they're regulated on price. So the Blanton's was $65, and this was $80. I said, I'll try this. Haven't done blackened yet. Interested to try this. Cask strength is usually my jam. And so as I was leaving, I had to go up to Atlanta to pick up a family member today and bring them back. I reached out to a friend of mine that's up there that's been holding a bottle for me. And I said, hey, do you have an opportunity to meet with me? Because I had a couple samples for him, and he's always got samples for me, and he was holding the bottle for me. And he's like, yeah. So I go up there, and as of course you could see, this has been open already. So, member of the channel, That Muffin Man, I met him, and he's put me onto some awesome bottles and samples as well. I mean, that's the best part about this wonderful community is you guys just, I think I give, but you guys give back so much more. Thank you for that. I mean, you guys are amazing. But I get there, and he's like, well, what'd you get the drop? And I told him, and I said, I got this Blackened and stuff. He said, oh, that's pretty interesting. He said, I actually, of all the celebrity whiskeys, he said he liked Blackened the best. I'm like, well, I'll have to get you a sample. He's like, I've got a kit in the car. I'm like, dude, let's do this. So, we opened it up right there, and I poured him a sample, and I haven't tried it yet, and he's like, what do you want to do? He says, you want to know what I think about it right now? I said, no, let me get my taste on it first, and then send me your stuff, because one of those people that's just got a phenomenal palate. And, I think I can give some nice notes, but people like Terrence or That Muffin Man, I haven't been given permission to use his name, but I never asked, but I don't want to just assume. He's one of those people that's very detailed, and he'll pick out some things. And I'm like, damn, I would have never. Oh, but when you go to taste that after they say those notes, you're like, I get it now. I get it. So that's the cool part about having people like that around. So I said, no, let me check it first and let me think what I think on it, and then send me your stuff, because then I might be able to go back and go, damn, he was right on that too. So I was able to get him a pour of something I hadn't tried today and hadn't seen yet. So definitely that was awesome right there. So I said I was meeting him for a bottle. So first thing too is I brought him a couple samples here. I got a sample of this Stag B17. So something else to try out here. Thank you very much for that. Get back into this rye, because Dan, this rye is kick ass. Man, that is good. It's kind of like a maple syrupy thing on this too. I mean, you get the rye a little bit on the back and the spice and stuff, but it just coats the mouth very nice. It's kind of like a maple syrup chocolate thing going on with it too. Fantastic. So the other bottle I was able to pick up today is 13th Colony Cask Strength Bourbon. This is one from the tap house. And so, I was rolling through up to Atlanta. He lives up towards that way. He'd been holding this for me for a while. I said, let me get there, because I've about killed the first one that I've got. I mean, it's just about gone. But I sample a lot of it out too, because I want people to try it. It's no fun having a bunch of bourbon if you can't let people try it. At least a sample or something. And I do 2-ounce samples, but just so they could say, dang, I've had some of that. And yeah, that was either good, or dang, I'm glad I didn't buy that because it's not in my wheelhouse. So picked this up, and I was like, okay. And while I was at the Bourbon Drop, Nate was sitting there talking, and he's like, hey, if you're ever in the area up there at the tap house, they've got this really nice ASW Georgia Heartwood store pick. And it's really good, and you need to check it out. And I'm like, well, that's actually not far from where I'm going to be. So, and I know I'm excited today. Sometimes I'm just a little more pumped than others. It was just an exciting day for me. I had a good time. And I'm like, let me see what they got over there. So I left meeting my friend, That Muffin Man, who had a tap house pick for me, to ride over to Tap House to pick up the last bottle of the day. And this one right here, this ASW Heartwood store pick, the irony behind it is, I'm talking to Nate, and I'm telling him, hey, this sounds good. I'm going to have to go by there and check it out. So I get to meet up with That Muffin Man, and I'm telling him I'm going to go over to Tap House. I've heard they've got this great bottle of Georgia Heartwood. And he says, a friend of mine picked that. And I'm like, it's really, really cool. How ingrained sometimes we all are, and the synchronicity behind things that, I would have had no clue about this bottle if Nate hadn't mentioned anything. And I would have had no clue that when I was talking to another friend that I was telling them I'm going there to pick this up, and they said, oh yeah, my friend's the one that picked that out. And I'm like, wow. So really, really cool day. Absolutely love the Bourbon Drop taste. Sometimes you get incredible stuff. Next month is a quarterly. Put in for the lottery for that. So maybe I'll hear something on that, which would be really cool. I haven't hit a lottery spot yet, but it'd be really nice to hit that. Looking forward to getting some of these awesome prizes into some of your hands. You guys have done an amazing job being members of this channel, educating me, teaching me about things, helping correct some of the things, and hopefully getting better along the way. So this is a thank you to all you. I truly, truly appreciate it. Dan, this freaking pick is killer, dude. So I am getting more and more into the Sagamore stuff, and the more and more, this is going to be another rabbit hole for me. I can feel it. I've really liked their stuff. Every time I start to taste it now, even in a sample, I'm like, where has this been? How have I missed out on this so much? And a lot of you told me, check it out. It's very good. This does not even drink like a cask strength. This is my first drink of the day, and I get rye spice, but I'm not getting this monstrous burn in my chest for a cask strength. Fantastic. Getting a little mint on the back, and getting some of the oak now on it. It transitions nicely from the super, I mean, for me, this is nice and sweet. I like sweet whiskeys, but it's very oily. It's very viscous in the mouth. It's got a very nice finish coming up the back now, but it's a minty, kind of a little bit of drying from the oak on it that's going with it. So excellent pour. To me, this has been a fantastic day for me. I got to hang out with people that I enjoy. I got to pick up some nice things, got to pick up something for a family member today. You know, went and picked up another family member in Atlanta. Gonna go have dinner tonight here in a little bit, but then I'll be on tonight at 9 o'clock. And I get to talk with Baker's Drinks about things that I enjoy. 13th Colony Bourbon. And actually tonight I'll be talking on that live about some exciting stuff that I just found out yesterday that I'll share with you guys first. 13th Colony is going to start being distributed in Kentucky. This is the first Georgia bourbon now making headway in Kentucky, the land of bourbon. So when you think of bourbon, you think Kentucky, Tennessee. Well, 13th Colony, this upstart in Georgia, is now not only distributed in Tennessee, but it's moving into Kentucky. And I did a video about ASW and 13th Colony about, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago, maybe it's not that long, that talked about, are these going to be the usurpers? Are these going to be the ones that are going to start taking a foothold to say, you better put our name in your mouth when you talk about bourbon? So when you say, you know, bourbon places to be, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, because 13th Colony and ASW are doing it right now. So I'm excited to talk about 13th Colony tonight on Baker's Drinks with Laura and Troy. Excited a couple weeks after that to get to talk to them about ASW. So a lot of neat things. Absolutely loving the way things are going here. Appreciate all of you. I hope you all have an amazing day. I hope your weekend's fantastic, and God bless.